So we've made a previous video dealing with Betty, our half-draft mare. She's a 3-year-old. She's relatively green, where we showed her backup and the progression of it. And I thought I'd just update that a bit. Now, I've got her here on the driveway because we just made another video here. And I also somewhat like the firmer surface. But at this stage in her progression, I want to be able to put her forward into the bit like that and not have her back up. If she backs up every time you put your hands on her, right now I've got a little leg, a little hand, and there she is. There she is. She's right ready. She's poised. Now, to get her to back up, all I'm going to do is I'm going to get her straight, because it starts in a bad place if you're not straight. Put her in the bridle, roll my seat, roll my pelvis just a little bit, and let her back up. The mechanics of this are, she's stepping back more off my leg than my hand. My hand is a limiting factor. It shapes her, but I'm not driving her back with my hand. This is how much hand I have on her. But I'm putting a little pressure on her with my leg. Now, when she gets crooked, you know there's a little brace there, so you move that over. But sometimes you just see where she wants to go, so you know where that brace is, instead of covering it up. So I'll back her up. Now, something else I've shared with you folks in the past is to build a stop on a horse. I'll teach them that if you say, whoa, that means not only stop, but back up. And you can turn that into a verbal cue for your backup. So you can say, whoa, 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 whoa. So you won't get the same shape. If she wants to pick her chin up a little, she will. But what's interesting is, as they get more mature in the backup, they will stay in shape. Whoa. And you put the two together, and you get a pretty pleasing little backup. See that little bit of brace there, and I moved her hip to the left. So that's a little bit more on the backup. For me, it's a steady, gradual progression. If you just did this endlessly, they'd get sick of it. It's also not the most physically easy for a horse. There's a lot of things going on. They have to bend their hock. They have to continue to walk and not just drag their front end back. So you can see there's no drag marks there in the dirt. She's popping her knees up almost like she was in a trot. The gait, I think, is most like the backup is the trot. Whoa, 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 whoa. And that's about grade level for her right there. You can go faster. And a lot of Western people like to back their horses up quite fast. I completely agree that your horse should be able to back up fast, but not now. Later, when she gets more coordinated, because this mare is not an amazing athlete. Everything that she does, she's doing because she has a nice mind and she's willing to learn. So I'm not going to abuse that by over asking at this point. I always want her to be able to relax and see that this whole thing was not stressful. But she, you can see she's thinking about it. It is physically taxing, and it engages their mind, engages their back end. It helps with collection, softens their face. You've got them pretty captured. But if you abuse it, you'll make a wreck. Don't do that, but maybe try some of these things and see how they work for you. It's your legs, not your hands. Your hands just limit her. So I'd shape her a little bit, and my legs, if I have to go faster, I'll bump her just a little. And if you were to watch how I bumped her, it was pretty soft. I kind of exaggerated it, but that was just for effect. That's kind of the deal. Now, I'm going to make sure to ride her around a little bit and kind of erase whatever stress she might have been feeling. So while I'm doing that, you folks have a good rest of your day and come back and see us again.